Right. Welcome back. And the next morning.
もう一度整理するぞ。名前は山添雨樹。年齢は優衣と一緒だから13もしくは14歳。
We'll go over this once more, okay? Her name is Yamazoe Uki. She's the same age as you. As you, Yui. So either 13 or 14. Wait. Okay. They're just saying her actual age is 13 or 14, but she somehow didn't, like, physically age. Right. Dad was filling out what looked like a medical chart on his computer.
小学校2年の時に優衣と同じクラスだった。だが渋谷地震の少し前から学校に来なくなり、その後どうなったかは優衣も知らない。
She was in Yui's class in 2nd grade, but shortly before the earthquake, she stopped coming to school, and you don't know what happened to her after that.
そう。
Yeah.
で、彼女はその頃、つまり6年前と見た目が全く変わってないと優衣は言うんだな。
And you're saying her appearance hasn't changed at all since 6 years ago?
うん、絶対に変わってないと思う。
Yes, I don't think she's changed at all. Is the dad trying to find, like, a medical explanation for this?
一応証拠も見つけてきたんだ。
I found proof, too. Yui showed us a photo. It was a class photo from her school. You can see young Yui in a row of children. In the front row, next to the teacher, I saw Yamazoe.
これ
Look.
どう思うよ、タクル。
What do you think, Takaru?
他人の空にっていう感じじゃないの？
It can't just be someone who looks like her.
ウキちゃん本人だよね。やっぱり。
That has to be Uki-chan.
となると成長ホルモンの異常かな。
Which means some kind of problem with her growth hormones, perhaps. Yeah, he's trying to find a medical explanation.
みんな、ウキちゃんが起きたわよ。
Everyone, Uki-chan's awake.
本
Really?
おう、連れてきてくれ。
Okay, bring her in.
ちょっと父さん。
Wait, Dad?
おうじゃないわ。ウキちゃんの前でそんな声出しちゃダメよ。もっと優しく。
No shouting in front of Uki-chan. You have to be more gentle.
これで普通の声なんだがな。
Huh? This is my normal voice, though.
いいから優しくする。
Just be gentle.
はい。
Dad glared at her and started mumbling about how he hadn't raised her to be like this again.
ウキちゃん、さ、入って。
Uki-chan, you can come in now. After a long pause, the small girl entered the room, shaking a little. Karisa took her hand and walked over to her to a chair and then sat her down.
ウキちゃん、おはよ
Uki-chan, good morning. She flinched when she heard Yui's cheerful voice.
う。ああ、わからないよね。6年前の私しか知らないもんね。
Oh, you don't recognize me, do you? You only remember what I looked like 6 years ago. Yui took out a class photo and pointed to herself.
ほら、これ私だよ。
See, this is me.
立花ゆい、覚えてる？
My name is Takabana Yui. Do you remember me?
立花ゆいさん。
Tachibana Yui-san. Yamazoe Uki looked over at the girl in the photo, then at Yui. Then she gave a little startled surprise.
思い出してくれた？
You remember?
はい。お久しぶりです。
Oh, yes. It's been an awfully long time.
もう同級生なんだから敬語とかやめてよ。
Oh, come on, we're old classmates. You don't have to be so polite.
でも
But Dad typed something else in his computer as he watched them.
決まりだな。
That settles it then.
そうだね。
Yeah. There's no doubt about it now. Yamazoe Uki was definitely Yui's old classmate. That would go a long way towards tracking down her family.
けどすごいよ。まさか本当にユキちゃんだったなんて。
Anyway, this is amazing. I can't believe it's really you. We were surprised, but Yui seemed to be the most surprised of all. Her missing classmate had suddenly shown up at her home, and her brother and sister had brought her there. And she looked exactly the same as she had 6 years ago.
ウキちゃん、ちょっと話いいかい？
Uki-chan, can I ask you some things? Oh, yes, sir. She must have seen Dad's white coat and gotten nervous because she suddenly sat up straight. Oh, because it reminds her of the... You know, I don't have to say it. I don't have to spell it out.
何か遺伝的な病気とか言われたことは？成長が止まってしまうとか。
Ooh, but what if that's not actually the reason why she's afraid? Or she, like, immediately corrected herself in front of Wataru Sakuma, or Sakuma Wataru. What the real reason is not because of his white coat, but because she recognizes him from the experiments. Have you ever been told you had a hereditary illness, something that caused you to stop growing?
そのよくわかりません。すみません。
I don't know. I'm sorry.
じゃあ君の背が伸びなくなったのはいつか覚えているかな？ユイと同じクラスだった頃はどうだい？
Then do you remember when you stopped getting taller? How was it when you were in Yui's class?
すみません。それもわかりません。でも私自信があってからなんか変になって。
I'm sorry, I don't know that either, but I started feeling weird after the earthquake.
そうか、あの地震の後だね。
I see, so it was after the earthquake. Maybe... Oh, do you think her power has something to do with time? Like she can open wormholes in time? So she didn't... The reason she's the same... She looks the same as before is because she literally time traveled. Like she literally hopped forward 6 years and skipped everything in between. That's also how she's able to just hop out of that office that she was trapped in. But it was weird because Momose definitely had like a specific memory or delusion or hallucination, and that definitely had to have something to do with it. With her power. Yes.
はあ、やっぱり PTSD で成長ホルモンが、いや、あるいはターナー症候群みたいな染色体異常って可能性もあるが。
Turner syndrome, a chromosomal disorder found in women. Primary symptoms include delayed or absent development of secondary sexual characteristics, a lack of menstrual period, organ malfunctions, and decreased organ malformations. I see, it could be some PTSD-induced damage akin to the growth hormones, or maybe some kind of chromosomal abnormality akin to Turner syndrome.
こればっかりは しかるべきところでちゃんと検査をしなきゃわからんな。
I need to have a real specialist take a look at you to be sure, though. Dad made some adjustments to her chart as he whispered to himself. The look on his face was far more serious than he usually let us see.
あのー、
Yuto poked his head through the door. He must have been standing in the hallway the whole time and looking in on us.
ユウト、そろそろ行かないと学校遅刻するわよ。
Yuto, if you don't get going, you'll be late for school.
そうだよ、ユウ。
That's right, you.
大丈夫、すぐ行くよ。
I'm fine. I'll go in a second. He seemed a little scared by his sister's scolding. He summoned up his courage and came inside, then stuck his hand out towards Uki.
これ、あげる。
Here, take this. In his hands was a tiny chocolate bar. It was the kind of chocolate you could buy in huge packs for cheap at the supermarket.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Huh? Oh, yes. Thank you.
こら、ユウ、ウキちゃんは年上なんだよ。そういう言い方はダメでしょ。
Hey, you. Uki-chan is older than you. Don't talk to her that way.
年上？
Older than me? Yuto looked very confused and a little unsatisfied.
どうしたの、ウキちゃん。
What's wrong, Uki-chan?
はい、なんだか不思議な気分です。こういうことに慣れていないので。
Oh, it just feels a little strange. I'm not used to this.
こういうことって？
This?
こうして家族が集まってみんなでお話ししたりです。
Well, seeing a family get together and talk like this.
君の家族はどうしたんだ？
What about your family? You probably shouldn't have opened that can of worms. Shinjo-san had said that she wouldn't tell him anything, but maybe in this environment she'd be more willing to talk.
私が小さい時に私を先生たちのところに置いて行ってしまいました。
When I was little, they left me with the doctors and went away. My eyes narrowed when I heard her say the doctors. She was probably talking about the scientists in that underground facility. Then she'd become a victim of their human experiments just like Minamisawa Senri. Why had her parents done something so horrible to her? Do you think they were from the divine cosmic church of the divine light? Because in the previous game, the man-child one, I forget her name, but the nurse literally stuck her own baby inside that guy in order to do the new gen killing. Why'd her... I already read that.
君はそれからずっとあの地下施設に？
You stayed in that basement the whole time?
はい。
Yes.
どうして逃げなかったんだ？
Why didn't you, well, run away?
お母さんにどこにも行くなと言われたので。
Mother told me not to go anywhere.
そんなのひどい。
That's horrible. Yui put her hand up to her mouth. I could feel the rage boiling over within me.
この子は僕と同じだ。
She's just like me. No, she isn't. Don't even compare her. Her parents had ignored her ever since she was a small child, and eventually they just disappeared. Despite that, she wasn't able to get away from them.
君はそこで実験の被害者、いや、みんなの世話をしていたけど、それはなぜ？
You're taking care of the victims, I mean, the people there, right? Why?
地震のせいです。
Because of the earthquake. There was sadness in her eyes as she remembered the people that vanished.
地震で先生たちは病院からいなくなってしまいました。皆さんのお世話をしていた看護の人たちもです。
After the earthquake, the doctors went away, so the nurses who cared for everyone. I guess the medical system was being, like, strained, so they had to go over closer to where, like, the affected area was. I mean, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
だから代わりに私がお世話をするようにと病院から言われて。
So the hospital told me to take care of them instead. Yeah, let's just give a fucking, like, what is it? 13, 14 minus 6, an 8-year-old. Yeah, let's just tell a 7 to 8-year-old, take care of these medical patients. That's a great idea.
学校はどうしたんだい？君が今着ているのは碧峰学園の制服だろ？年齢から考えて中等部に在籍してると思うんだが。
What about school? You're wearing the uniform for Hekiho Academy, right? At your age, you should be in middle school.
碧峰学園。
Hekiho Academy?
私たちが通ってる学校よ。ウキちゃんはうちの生徒なのよね。
Our school, you're a student there, right? But Yamazoe shook her head.
これお友達が着てたものです。
These belong to a friend. Senris, if I had to guess.
友達？
A friend?
はじめ地下で皆さんのお世話をしていたのは私だけじゃなくて、もう一人同じ年くらいのお友達がいました。
First, it wasn't just me who was taking care of the people in the basement. I had a friend who was my age. And your friend actually aged. Unlike you. Maybe she really does have Turner syndrome? I don't know.
時々この服を着ていて、私可愛いねってずっと言ってたんです。
Sometimes she wore these and I always told her they were cute.
ああ。もしかしてその子、君と違って外から通ってきてた？
I see. Did that girl come from the outside then?
はい。
Yes.
なるほど。碧峰の生徒だったのはそっちの子か。
I see. So she was a student at Hekiho.
彼女最初は私と一緒にお仕事をしてたんですけど、だんだん具合が悪そうになってお休みも多くなってきて、そしたらある日これをプレゼントしてくれたんです。
At first, she worked alongside me, but she started to get sicker and sicker and didn't come as often. Then one day, she gave me these as a present.
自分にはもう必要ないから代わりに大切に着てねって。
She said she didn't need them anymore and that I took good care of them. Did she, like, die or something? Or did she just decide to go off the grid? Yamazoe looked down at her shoes.
だからこのお洋服は私の大事な宝物です。いつも綺麗にして着ています。
So these clothes are very important to me. I always keep them clean and wear them all the time. When I saw her expression, I understood. Her friend probably knew that she was dying, and she'd been a victim of the same horrible experience that Minamisawa and Yamazoe and had gotten sick as a result. Or, well, you're kind of assuming that she was dying.
それじゃあ、君が老人を連れて外を。
Then you took those old people out?
タクル。
Kurisu interrupted me gently.
一度にいろいろ聞くのはやめましょう。
Let's not ask too many questions at once, okay?
あ、
ウキちゃん辛いこともいっぱいあると思うし、また夜にでもね。
Akitron, I know this has to be painful for you, so let's talk about more tonight instead, okay?
そうだよな。
You're right.
それに朝ごはんだってまだだものね。お腹空いたでしょ？
We haven't even eaten breakfast yet. You must be hungry, right?
いえ、私はそんな。
No, I'm not. There was a cute little rumble from her tummy. She gasped a little in embarrassment and then turned red.
父さんもそれでいいかしら。
Dad, that's okay with you, right?
ああ。なあ、ウキちゃん。 このお姉ちゃんはちょっと辛いが飯だけはうまい。上で食べてくるといい。
Yeah, hey, Uki-chan, this girl may look scary, but her cooking's top-notch. Go upstairs and eat.
父さん
Dad. Kurusun pursed her lips as she took Yamazoe's hand and stood up.
これチョコレートもう一個あげる。
Oh, here, you can have another piece of chocolate.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you. As she left, Yuto quickly gave her another piece of chocolate. At lunchtime, Yuto and I were heading to the club room.
じゃああの山添雨季って子今は青葉寮にいるのか。
Then the Yamazoe Uki girls at the Alba dorm now?
ああ、この先どうなるかわからないけど、なんとかしてやりたいとは思ってるんだ。
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen now, but I want to try and help her.
けどまさかゆいちゃんの同級生とはな。
So I can't believe she was in Yui-chan's class, though.
驚いた。
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
でもまあよかったんじゃねえの。
That's a good thing, though, right?
よかったって？
A good thing?
ゆいちゃん喜んでたんだろ。
Yui-chan was happy, wasn't she?
ああ、そういうことか。確かに。
Oh, so that's what you meant, yeah. Well, I guess if Yamazoe was taking care of the patients after the earthquake, then it's unlikely that she, like, jumped timelines or created a wormhole and moved forward 6 years, and that's how she didn't age. So, I don't know. It's she's always around an old woman, so I don't know if, like, her taking care of old people, she, like, saps their fucking life from them. Yui had really looked happy this morning. Normally she probably tried her hardest to play the role of being Yuto's big sister, but she was still only in middle school. She ran into a friend, of course it would make her happy.
何がおかしいんだよ。
Something funny?
いやお前口ではなんだかんだ言いながら結構大事にしてるからな、今の家族のこと。
Nah, just no matter what you say, you really care about your family now, don't you?
そんなんじゃないって。
That's not it.
照れるなって。お前にとってもいいことなんじゃねえの、そういう存在がいるってことは。
Don't blush, it's a good thing for you too, isn't it? To have something like that?
僕は別に照れてなんか。っていうか、そんなことどうでもいいんだよ。ほら、早く部室行こう。
I'm not blushing, and wait, it doesn't matter anyway. Come on, let's go to the club room.
小野や有村や和樹にも山添のことを話さなきゃ。
And you tell Onoe, Armura, and Kazuki about Yamazoe too. Of course, I'd already told everyone to come for an emergency meeting. They should be in the room already.
というわけで、今山添雨季って子は青葉寮で保護されてる。
So now Yamazoe Uki is safe at Alba Dorm. I seriously doubt that they didn't at least track you to where you were. I feel like it wouldn't be hard to find your address either.
タク、大活躍だったんだね。
Way to go, Taku.
いや、それほどでも。
No, it was nothing. The girls all seemed very impressed. Sarako squeezing her Garofroggy strap in lieu of applause. Still sounded like it was supposed to, and honestly, I would have preferred the applause, but I was used to it now, I guess.
ダメよセリカ、カズキ。あんまりおだてるといい気になってまた無茶なことするから。
Sarika, Kazuki, don't flatter him too much. He'll do something crazy again.
しないって。
I will not. Sheesh, I appreciate that she's worried about me, but Crusoe's a little too protective. I really wish he'd stop saying that stuff when everyone else is around. It's embarrassing.
けど気持ちいいっすね。今頃新庄さんや久野里さん悔しがってますよ。ざまあみろです。ぷぷぷ。
It feels good though. I bet Shinjo-san and Kunosato are so pissed right about now. Serves them right though.
有村は前から知ってたのか、山添のこと。
Do you know about Yamazoe, Armura?
ええ、まあ電話でちょっと話したくらいですけどね。
Yeah, I just talked to her a little on the phone.
彼女フリージアでは肝心なことはほとんど喋らなかったみたいですよ。多分久野里さんたちを怖がってたんでしょうね。
She didn't say much of anything at Frisia, I guess. She was probably scared of them. I think she was scared of you, come to think about it, because of your power to discern fact from lie. I think she really wanted to divulge as little information as possible. Also, if you look at the title of the chapter, Their Resistance 2, Their Resistance 1, there's like some sort of resistance of gigalomaniacs? Clearly. Maybe, I don't know.
まあそうだろうな。
Yeah, I'm sure.
それに比べてあの子宮代先輩の前では割と素直だったみたいですね。先輩ってとぼけた顔して実は女の子の扱いがうまかったりするんですか？
But I guess she was pretty talkative in front of you, huh? Maybe you just look dumb and you actually know how to treat a lady. Armor grinned. Of course I do. I've read every issue of Cool Cat Press I can find. I couldn't actually say that though, so I didn't.
違うよ。クルスとユイがいてくれたから。
No, it's because Kurusu and Yui were there.
当たり前じゃないですか。何本気にしてるんです？気持ち悪いですよ。
Of course, you didn't take me seriously, did you? That's creepy. If he says anything, she'll know if you lied or mean it. I was never going to get used to this. For one thing, no matter how hard I tried to glare at her, she just smirked in response. Wait, hold on. Let's think about this entire conversation. I need to track this again. Between Aramura and Miyashiro. Ito. Okay. Where does it start? Right around... Okay, here. I will not... Okay. Let's see. Did you know about Yamazoe? Yeah, just talked to her. She didn't say much of Frisia. Yeah, I'm sure. But I guess she was very talkative in front of you. Armor grinned. No, it's because Kurusu and Yui were there. So immediately she would get feedback on that if that was true or false. And then that was false, I think. So it says, of course, you didn't take me seriously, did you? That's creepy. And then she couldn't... Miyashiro can't respond to that, otherwise he would out himself. I was trying to think of a good comeback when the door to the club room suddenly opened. The door opened softly, but it was clear that the person standing in front of it was furious.
Oi.
You. Speak of the devil, Kunosato was there, and the light in her eyes was as cold and fierce as ever. Instead of yelling, her voice was low and threatening. I figured she'd eventually find out that we were the ones who'd taken Yamazoe, but I didn't expect her to come so soon. What the hell are you thinking?
どうって。
What?
あいつは重要な証拠なんだ。勝手なことをするな。
She's important evidence. Don't you dare get in the way of my investigation. Kunosato stomped over to me and grabbed me by the lapel. Her arms were so thin that I didn't know where she got the strength from. It was like she was filled with some kind of raw hatred that gave her power.
ちょっとやめてください。
Hey, stop.
暴力反対です。
Violence is wrong. Sarika and Kurusu grabbed her and tried to pull her up, but she held on to me tightly.
僕は無理にあの子を連れて帰ったわけじゃないです。
I didn't force her to leave.
何？
Yeah, but you threw the key in the fucking sewer grate. What?
彼女はうちに来るのを望んだんです。 あなたたちのところには行かないって言ったんですよ。
She wanted to come with us. She said she didn't want to go with you. That was only a half truth, but I felt like I had to say it anyway.
大体証拠って何なんですか？彼女は物じゃないです。実験動物でもないです。だからあなたには渡せません。
What do you mean evidence? She's not a thing or a test subject, so I can't let you have her.
何も知らないくせに貴様。
You don't know anything, you asshole. Her hand gripped me tighter. What the hell's going on? What's wrong with this woman? I felt a powerful rage building up within me. There was a low buzzing in my ears, and Cruz and Circa's shouts suddenly seemed to be very far away. Damn it. DI sword. Oh shit. And then I saw my DI sword. D sword. And it was clearer than it had ever been before.
こいつ離せよ。
Let me go, damn it. Her face suddenly twisted in pain. I looked at her with blurry eyes and saw that red mark had formed on her pale white wrist as if something was digging into it. She was gritting her teeth and her breathing made it seem like she was trying to endure some kind of incredible pain, but she still refused to let me go.
宮代先輩、ダメです、ダメ。
Yashiro senpai, no, don't do it! Armora's scream sounded like it was coming from underwater. The new violent temptations within me had almost taken control. What she's trying to do is wrong. I'll get rid of her myself. The righteous anger combined with a maddeningly sweet feeling of omnipotence overflowed from within me and refused to stop. Oh shit. I don't know. Are we gonna see a character, a protagonist that becomes a villain? With this power, I can do anything I want. That's right. Do it. Just kill the bitch.
やめなさい、タクル。
Stop it right now, Takaru. Thank God. I heard Kurusu yell in my ear. At the same time, I felt a strong slap across my cheek. I feel like it's too early to say if what's her name, Mio, is a morally wrong person, because it feels like there definitely is something more going on here that we really should know before we do something that drastic. I heard Kurusu yell in my ear. At the same time, I felt a strong slap across my cheek. And then Kunasato and I were pulled apart. Did she see the D sword? I suddenly regained control of my senses. Kurusu, Ito, and Serika grabbed me and were holding me back while Aramura and Kazuki were doing the same to Kunasato. Kunasato looked at me with eyes full of hate, then pushed Aramura and Kazuki away. Do you think her strength comes from the thing we saw in the hallway where she turned into like a big fucking monster with the sumo masks? Maybe that's her thing, is that she's channeling like super beast mode monster strength or whatever. Watch out. Sergo quickly grabbed them and held them up.
大丈夫？
Are you okay?
うん。ありがとう、セリ。
Thanks, Sari.
もうやめてください、久野里さん。
Enough of this, Kunosato-san. Now is the Empress' turn to get mad.
お帰りください。ここは部外者がいていい場所ではありません。
Please leave. You're not part of this club and you're not welcome here. She was clenching her hands into fists so tightly that they turned white and standing between Kunosato and the rest of us as if she was some kind of guardian.
あなたが何のつもりで、うちのタクルやウキ、それから有村さんにひどい仕打ちをするのかは知りません。でも、私はそれを許しません。
I don't know why you're behaving this way towards Takaru, Uki, and Aramura-san, but I won't allow it.
お前の許可などいるか？今実際に見ただろ。能力者は危険な。
I don't need your permission. You saw it for yourself just now. Psychics are dangerous.
今すぐお引き取りください。
Leave, now. Cruz's voice left no room for discussion. Neither of them moved a muscle for a moment.
ちょっと待ってくれ。ストップだ。ストップ。
Oh, wait. What? Stop, stop. Shinjo was just allowed onto campus? Does he have a warrant? A warrant for what? A warrant to go to the newspaper club? Like, what? And we heard panting coming from the hallway.
どこへ行ったのかと思えば、やっぱりここか、久野里さん。
I figured you'd be here, Kunosata-san. It was Shinjo-san. He must have been running for a while because his hair was messed up and there was sweat on his forehead.
俺に任せてくれと言わなかったか？
Didn't I ask you to leave this to me?
あんたの悠長なやり方では大切な証拠が消されてしまう。
The way you want to do it takes so long that the evidence we need will be destroyed.
焦るのはわかるが、物には言い方というものがだな。申し訳ない、クルスさん。俺たちは何も揉めたくて来たわけじゃないんだ。
I feel like this is a really obvious attempt at good cop, bad cop. Yeah, send Kunosato in here to rile things up, and then send Shinjo to soften things out. Like, come on. Right? This isn't an accident. I know you're in a hurry, but there are better ways to do things. I'm sorry, Kurusu-san. We didn't come here to fight.
じゃあ何のご用ですか？
Then why are you here?
そう怖い顔しないでくれるかな。
Please don't look at me like that. Shinjo-san looked at both of them, troubled. Then he turned towards me.
なあ、宮代君。君の言いたいことはわかる。昨日、浮君を連れ去ったことも別に責めたりしない。確かに俺たちが間違っていたかもしれん。
Listen, Miyashiro-kun. I know what you're going to say, and I don't blame you for taking Uki-kun last night. We're probably in the wrong there.
だから今日はちゃんと頼みに来た。浮君と、あとできれば君と有村さんもしかるべき場所で一度検査を受けてほしいんだ。
So now we've come to ask you a favor. We want Uki-kun, and if possible, you and Aramura-san to get an examination at a proper facility. Not doing that! That sounds like a trap!
はあ？
What? Aramura responded before I could.
新庄さんこそ頭の中見てもらったらどうですか？はーい、私喜んで実験台になりますなんて言うとでも思います？
If anyone needs their head examined, it's you. Did you also think we'd say, yes, please run a bunch of experiments on us? Okay, so... Fuck, every time Aramura is in the room, I have to really parse what everyone is saying, so I know what she knows. I mean, I guess the evidence being destroyed, the whole... better... taking them to a proper facility... Don't blame me for what happened last night. We're probably in the wrong there. She can tell if any of those are true statements.
話は最後まで聞いてくれ。これは本当に君たちのためなんだよ。
Let me finish. This is for your sake, really. I mean, he knows what her ability is. There's no point in lying. His next words came as a shock to me.
実は今しがた佐久間先生に相談をしてきたんだ。
We actually just spoke to Dr. Sakuma.
父さんに？
To Dad? Both Kurusu and I shouted at the same time. He could be making that. No, he wouldn't. Not in front of Haramura.
君たちはその久野里さんのやり方が気に入らないんだよな。だったら佐久間先生の友人の病院ならどうだ？
You two don't... You don't like the way Kunosata-san does things, right? Then why not go to a hospital run by a friend of Dr. Sakuma's? Ooh, is this friend really trustworthy?
おい、何を勝手に決めて。
Hey, you can't just...
久野里さん。
Shinjo-san put up a hand to cut her off.
わかるだろ。そうしなきゃ彼らは検査になんて応じないよ。ちゃんと君も同席させるから。
You know this is the only way they're ever going to agree, right? I'll let you come too. You know, it makes me think. If Kunosato's power, my guess anyway, was that she could become the big monster with the sumo masks, what would her wish be? Would it be like, I want to murder people? I wish I could. Uh-oh, there's a cockroach. I have to step back. Okay, sorry about that. A cockroach appeared in my room, and I'll tell you what happened. So basically, I had nothing to kill the cockroach with that I was okay with getting cockroach guts on. So what did I do? I remembered I had a box of gloves, and there's precisely one glove left in that box. So what did I do? I took out that one glove and I put the box over the cockroach. And this trapped the cockroach for the time being. That bought me enough time to go to a separate room, grab a fly swatter, and kill the cockroach. Come back and kill the cockroach without losing track of it. And I don't know how long that took. I think that was like maybe 10 minutes, 20. But okay, I'm back. Let's pick this up. If I was good at video editing, I might edit out that long pause, but whatever. Okay. Kunosato-san furrowed her brow in anger, then turned around and left the room. Shinjo-san waited until he couldn't hear her footsteps anymore, and then sighed a little in relief. Then he continued.
ということで、どうだろうな、宮代君、有村さん。何でも佐久間先生、以前は大学の医学部で准教授をしていたらしいじゃないか。
So how about it, you two? I've heard that Dr. Sakuma was once an assistant professor at a university medical department after all. I didn't know that. Kristen must not have known it either, because she looked over at me confused. Is this the same university or whatever that Kurisu, Makise Kurisu, is affiliated with, perhaps? Dad was an assistant professor?
知らなかったな。
I didn't know that.
ただの変なおじさんだと思ってた。
I thought he was just a weird old guy.
おいおい。まあ、あのルックスじゃそう思われるかもしれないけど。
Hey, I mean, with the way he looks, I can see where you get that idea, but... Shinjo-san laughed, seemingly in sympathy with my dad.
佐久間先生の友人なら信頼できると思うんだけどな。どうだろう。
I think a friend of his can be trusted. What about you?
私はどっちにしても嫌ですよ。
Either way, I refuse.
そう言うと思った。
I thought so. Shinjo-san chuckled. He had probably been anticipating that response.
でもな、有村さん。佐久間先生の話だと、君らの能力は身体に対して良くない影響を与えているかもしれないそうだよ。
We know, or Mura-san, from what Dr. Sakuma said, your powers might be having a bad effect on your health.
え？
Mental or physical or both. What?
山添浮君に会ってくるといい。あれで14歳というのは明らかにおかしいと思うんだ。なあ、宮代君。
Go meet Yamazoe Uki-kun. He'll find it very difficult to believe that she's 14 years old, right, Miyashiro-kun? But in the previous game, in Chaos Head, using anti-particles and Diraxi and stuff was supposed to make you age crazy style. That's why Shogun was like super wrinkly, right? But why would Yamazoe be like just be frozen in time? It's true that Yamazoe looked the same as she did in her old school pictures. It was like the passage of time stopped for her. That was caused by her powers.
浮君に関しては絶対に精密検査をすべきというのが佐久間先生の意見だ。
Dr. Sakuma's opinion is that she needs a detailed examination no matter what.
そのついでに宮代君と有村さんも異常がないか見てもらったらどうだろう。まあ人間ドックだと思えばいい。それでもダメかな。
Why not have them take a look at you too while you're at it? Just think of it as a checkup. How's that sound? Just think of it as a checkup. Huh. Is that really beneficial for us or beneficial for you? Armura is still unsure, it seemed. What happened to Yamazoe must have bothered her. Why not just send only one of us to do it first, instead of both of us, just to make sure that they're legit. Armura is still unsure, it seemed, but what happened to Yamazoe must have bothered her.
少し考えさせてください。
Let me think about it for a little.
ああ、それで構わない。
Yeah, that's fine.
まだ OK したわけじゃないですよ。
I haven't said I would yet, okay?
もちろん。
Of course.
あの
I looked out the door where Kunosato-san had just left.
父さんが必要だというなら検査を受けてもいいです。けどその途中でもし久野里さんがその山添や有村を実験動物みたいに扱ったりしたら。
If Dad says I need an exam, I'll get one. But if Kunosato-san starts treating Yamazoe or Aramura like guinea pigs in the middle of it, I hesitated for a second, unsure of what to say, but then I continued.
僕だって怒ります。能力を使ってその検査なんかできないようめちゃくちゃにしてやりますから覚えておいてください。
I'll lose it. I'll use my powers and I'll wreck everything. I'll wreck everything so bad that you won't even be able to do even a single exam. And I mean it.
おいおい
Dude,
ダメよ。何言ってるの。
you can't do that. What are you saying? Everyone is shocked to see me act so differently than usual. But I remember the sense of power of omnipotence that I just felt and shivered a little. Is that why Kunosato hates Gigglomaniacs? Because they taste what it feels like to be omnipotent, to be God, and then they immediately start doing bad things with it. That's right, I could do it. I would do it. If I had to, I could do what I just did.
了解だ。検査中は俺が注意をしておく。それでいいだろ？
Understood. I'll make sure she understands that during the exam. Will that do? Shinjo-san sighed a little and shook his head. He was probably trying to come up with a way to keep Kunosato-san quiet and not having much luck.
それじゃあ部活中のところお邪魔したね。
Alright, sorry to interrupt your club time. He went to leave the room, but just before he stepped into the hallway, he turned around.
あっといけない。もう一つ大事な話があったんだ。久野里さんのせいで忘れるところだった。
Oh, oops. I had something else important to say, and I almost forgot it because of Kunosato-san.
何でしょうか。
What is it? It was clear from Crush's voice that she was still upset. Shinjo-san may have been used to dealing with Kunosato-san, but the Empress was a whole different beast altogether. He flinched a little.
宮代くんと尾上さん、あと伊藤くんにちょっとね。
This is for Miyashiro-kun, Onoe-san, and Ito-kun.
Huh?
3 of you.
私ですか。
Me?
俺何も悪いことしてないっすよ。
I didn't do anything.
してないです。
Neither did I.
君たち病院の地下へ不法侵入したじゃないか。
You threw trespassed into the hospital basement, didn't you?
あれはですね。
That was...
というかそれを言ったら新庄さんや久野里さんだって。
Wait, didn't you and Kunosato-san do the same thing?
その通りだ。だから今のは冗談として。
Haha, that's right. So that was just a joke. Is it time to be making jokes when the Empress is staring at you?
冗談になってね。
Well, it wasn't funny.
本気でびっくりしちゃったよ。
You really scared me.
聞きたいことっていうのは実はその地下施設のことでね。
Actually, I want to ask you something about that. Shinjo-san's voice dropped several decibels as he continued. Why?
久野里さんの話だと施設の PC に南沢千里という女の子のデータがあったというんだが
Kunosato-san said there's data on a girl named Minamisawa Senri on the computer there. Wait, no. Surely not. I was about to say, did Taku get into the basement when he was a little kid because he had psychic powers? But that didn't make sense because he got his powers after his coma and he wanted to bring things to him. Okay. I heard Kurusu gasp a little. Shinjo-san didn't know about Kurusu Minamisawa though, so he just looked confused for a moment before quickly continuing.
久野里さんは君たちも一緒に見たと証言してる。覚えはあるかな？
Kunosato-san says you saw it too. Do you remember? Please don't tell me this guy is a psychic and he has the power to like, tell me what you know and I can wipe it from your mind. Suddenly hearing that name almost brought back the trauma, but
はい、見ました。
yeah, I saw it.
データは確かにあったんだね。
The data was there, right? Oh, he's asking how it disappeared?
はい。
Yes.
そうか。
I see. Shinjo-san looked at Ito and Serika too. They both nodded.
ならこれを確認してほしい。証拠品でね、実物を持ってくるわけにはいかなかったんだが。
And I want you to see this. It's evidence. So I couldn't bring the real thing here, but he put his hand in his pocket and took out a photo. It showed what looked like an ID card. Arcart Tokyo General Hospital. I couldn't believe my eyes. The card looked old. It was dirty and scratched in spots. The name and face on it were clearly visible.
南沢千里。
That's right, the name Minamisawa Senri was displayed under the ID number. How do you get it? Oh, is this the card they used to get in? Because they were like, oh, we got in. It took a lot of work to get a card for us to sneak into the basement. Was this the card they were talking about? The expressionless face in the picture was, without a doubt, the girl I'd seen in the basement.
どうだろう。同姓同名の別人ってことはないかな。久野里さんはこの子に間違いないと言ってるんだが。
Maybe, okay, so I think a lot of us, or at least I anyway, already have the idea that the pyrokinetic girl is Minamisawa Senri. If that's the case, maybe she had the card on her but dropped it, and that's how they got a hold of this? Well, could it just be a different person with the same name? Kunosato-san insists that it's her.
間違いないです。
It's her, I'm sure of it. But why would Kunosato-san insist? I guess because she was part of the experiments, right? That's how she's a gigalomaniac? Question mark.
Yes, 俺もそう思います。
Yes, I think so too.
私も
Me too. What about Kurusu? What's your opinion? All three of us answered instantly. Shinjo-san nodded and put the picture back in his pocket.
そうか。ありがとう。
I see. Thank you.
その子、南沢千里さんがどうかしたんですか？
That girl, Minamisawa Senri-san, is something going on with her? I asked, trying to say it in a way that wouldn't bother Kurusu.
ゆうべ、そうだな。ちょうど君がウキ君を青葉寮に連れて行ってしまった頃か。
Last night, I suppose, would have been just about the time you two took Uki-kun to Alba Dorm, I suppose. Is that why they ran back to the van? Oh wait, no, it's when they took Uki-kun to the dorm, so it would have been after that.
新鮮駅付近を警ら中だった巡査2名が連続放火事件の容疑者らしき女を発見した。
Two officers on patrol near Shinsen Station found a woman they believed to be a suspect in the serial arson case.
っていうと、私たちを襲ったパイロキネシストですか？
Then that's the pyrokinetic who attacked us.
あ、君らの証言や有村さんに協力してもらった似顔絵と特徴が一致していたそうだ。何よりも火を使ったらしいからね。
Yeah, your testimony and the composite sketch that Aramura helped with matched, I'm told. And more than anything, she supposedly was using fire. Huh. Supposedly, I'm told. Those words why he meant.
逃げられたんですね。
She escaped, didn't she?
職務質問をしようと近寄った途端にやられた。一人は重度の熱傷で今病院の ICU にいる。
They were attacked, and when they went to question her, one was badly burned and is in the ICU.
もう一人の巡査は女を取り押さえようともみ合いになった。結局彼も手足を焼かれ重傷なんだが、その時女が落としたのが
The officer tried to grab her and got into a struggle. He was badly burned on the arms and legs too. But during the struggle, she dropped this. Okay, so they got the car during the struggle. That's not the car they used to get into the basement. He patted the photo in his pocket. Well, I guess that all but confirms it, right? I mean, it already kind of matches what we'd expect.
は？
That woman had Minasawa Senri's ID card? Why? Uh-huh. I wonder why.
それって宮代を襲った犯人がってことですか？
Does that mean she's the one who attacked Miyashiro? It has to, right? Is that Kurusu? Suddenly, there was a loud crash. He turned and saw that Kurusu had gone deathly pale and had grabbed a table to keep herself from falling over. Her teacup was lying shattered on the table. Sound was probably from when she dropped it.
クルス？
Is she, like, distraught that she probably told Minasawa Senri to do something, but didn't expect that would result in Takaru being almost killed?
先輩大丈
Are you okay?
ええ、ごめんなさい。ちょっとめまいがしたものだから。
Yes, I'm sorry. I just felt a little dizzy.
座ってろ、副部長。
Sit down, Vice President. Vice President? I thought she is the president. Oh, Vice President of the club? Question mark?
ありがとう。
Thanks. Kazuki dragged a chair over for her to sit in, and she collapsed down on top of it. Shinjo-san seemed to realize that something was wrong. He hesitated a moment and then asked in as soft as a tone as he could muster.
クルスさん、もしかして君も南沢千里のことを何か知っているのか？
Kurusu-san, do you know something about Minamisawa Senri?
新庄さん、そのことは。
Shinjo-san, that's not...
平気よ、タクル。
I'm fine, Takaru. Kurusu looked up at him and cut me off. And then she told him how Minasawa Senri was her childhood friend and that she was being used as a test subject in the experiments conducted in the basement. Finally...
でも、千里は渋谷地震の被災者として慰霊碑にも名前が刻まれています。犯人であるはずがありません。
But her name's on the memorial for the victims of the Shibuya earthquake. It can't be her. Well, they lost track of her, but it doesn't mean she was actually dead. That's how she finished.
そうですよ。地震の犠牲になったんだろうって久野里さんも言ってましたし。
That's right. Kunosato-san said she probably died in the earthquake too. I quickly added, why is everyone so confident she died in the fucking earthquake? Shinjo-san thought for a moment and then spoke even more gently than before.
クルスさん、よく話してくれたね。ありがとう。
Kurusu-san, thank you for telling me this.
彼女の死の記録が事実かどうかは今警察で再調査を進めている。その状況次第では申し訳ない。改めて署の方で話を聞かせてもらうかもしれない。
The police are investigating whether the records of her death are accurate. Depending on what we find, I'm afraid I may have to ask you to come down to the station to talk to us.
構いません。何かの間違いだと信じてますけど。
That's fine, though I do believe it's some kind of mistake. There's no doubt in her voice. Shinjo-san chuckled a little.
君の友達を疑いたくはないが、因果な商売でね。
I don't want to doubt your friend, but it's part of my job.
犯人の正体はともかく、宮代君と有村さん、君らはまた狙われる可能性がある。用心だけはしていてくれ。
However the arsonist might be, there's a chance it might come after you two again, Miyashiro-kun. Aramura-san, be careful.
やっぱりそうですかね。
You're right, aren't you?
君たちは能力者だとバレてしまったんだ。何かあったらすぐに連絡を。24時間、いつでも構わない。
She knows you're psychics now. If something happens, call me anytime, 24 hours a day. Is he actually gonna wake up at any point?
あと、南沢千里の件に関しては、警察から正式に発表があるまで外部に漏らさないでくれ。真偽がはっきりするまでマスコミあたりに騒がれたくない。頼んだよ。
Also, don't tell anyone about Minamisawa Senri until the police makes an official announcement. I don't want the media finding out until we know the truth of the matter. Thanks. Shinjo-san took one last worried look at Kurusu, then left the room. Everyone fell silent, lost in their own thoughts. In the end, we canceled the club meeting, and Kurusu went to the student council to finish up her work. She was still pale. I do think it's an important detail when Shinjo was interrogating Yamazoe, and they said, oh, she doesn't know how cell phones work, because cell phones were made, like, in the past 3 years. And somehow, Kurusu has Minamisawa Senri's phone number. Like, clearly, there's been some contact between Kurusu and Minamisawa Senri in the last 3 years. There's no way this is like a phone number that she got like fucking 6 years ago before the earthquake. We all got ready to go, but for some reason no one actually left. Sarika and Aramura flipping through magazines. Kazuki was still silently playing ESO too. Ito and I were thinking about the case and glancing occasionally at the map on the wall. There was a new sticky memo on the map. While I was trying to decide if we should add it, Kurusu had written it down and copied it herself. Killer might be Senri. Her normally beautiful handwriting was a little unsteady. She'd probably been shaking it as she wrote it.
南沢千里か。
Minamisawa Senri, huh?
ああ、
Yeah.
確かに似てたな。ID カードにあった子供の頃の写真と有村の証言の似顔絵。
Girl in the ID card photo does look a lot like the one Aramura described for that sketch. I do think it's a red herring. It's gotta be Kunosato, man. Aramura looked up from her magazine. She was staring at me. She didn't say it out loud, but it was obvious that she was trying to tell me that she thought so too. I thought back to what we'd seen. I thought back to when we'd been attacked by the pyrokinetic. She was a lot older, but the girl in the ID card grew up. She might look a lot like that, yeah.
それじゃ僕らを襲ったのは。いや、でもそんな。
Then was she the one who attacked us? But that can't be.
なんかもう少し情報らしきものがあればな。
If only we had some more solid information.
もしかすると、あの子なら何か知ってるかもしれない。
Maybe that girl knows something.
あの子
That girl?
ああ、
Yeah. I hesitated for a moment, but then realized that we weren't getting anywhere as things stood, so I held out my hand toward Ito.
悪いが、スマホを貸してくれ。
Let me borrow your phone for a second.
お前まだ新しいの手に入れてないのかよ。
You still don't have a new one? Is Yamazoe gonna pick up a call from a number she doesn't recognize?
もうじき買うよ。サンキュー。
I'll get one soon, thanks. Let me guess. He's gonna narrowly dodge something horrible because he doesn't have a phone. It's gonna be like the Kagame thing. I'll get one soon, thanks. I took the phone from Ito and dialed the number. After a few rings, I heard a voice I knew well. It was a gruff voice I heard almost every day lately.
はい、青葉いいんです。
Hello, this is Alba Clinic.
もしもし、父さん。僕だけど、
Hello, Dad. It's me.
おお、タクルか。どうした？
Huh? Oh, Takaru. What is it?
あのさ、山添さんなんだけど、今どうしてるかなと思って。
It's like Yamazoe-san. What is she doing right now?
ああ、今診察室のベッドで点滴をしてる。軽い栄養失調が見られてな。お前が言うようにかなり劣悪な環境にいたんだろう。
I'm giving her an IV in the exam room. She looked a little malnourished, like he said. She was probably in a really bad environment.
今って電話に出られるかな？
Can I talk to her on the phone?
眠ってはいないから大丈夫だとは思うが、ちょっと待ってろ。
She's not asleep, so that should be okay. Just give me a second. I could hear him get farther away from the phone. A second later, I heard a loud, high-pitched girl's voice.
ちょっとタクルにウキちゃんは治療中なんだから邪魔しちゃダメだよ。
Hey, big bro, Uki-chan's getting treatment right now. You can't bother her.
お前の大声の方が治療の邪魔じゃないのか。
Your yelling is probably bothering her worse than I would, right? Yui had probably been so worried about Yamazoe that she'd raced home after school. It was great to see her being such a good friend, but right now it was a huge nuisance.
ああ、いいから山添さんに代わってくれ。大事なようなんだ。
Just let me talk to Yamazoe-san. It's important.
後じゃいけないの？
You can't wait?
これ、絶対に内緒な。できればクルスには聞かせたくない話なんだ。お前も黙ってろよ。
This is a secret, okay? I don't want Caruso to find out, so don't you tell anybody, okay? There was silence on the line for a moment as she thought. Eventually, she reluctantly agreed.
わかった。待ってて。
Okay, just hold on a second. Since it was just me, she probably didn't feel the need to put the call on hold. I could hear doors opening and closing. She went to the exam room. Oh, I just thought of something. So, Mio Konosato said that we need to, like, basically, your methods are too slow, Shinjo. The evidence is going to be destroyed by the time, whatever. So, evidence obviously refers to Yamazoe. So the question is, why would Yamazoe be destroyed? Well, probably Pyrokinetic Girl, right? Probably Minamisawa Senri is killing Gigalomaniacs because she sees it as evidence? Question mark? I mean, I still find it difficult to believe that Minamisawa Senri is the new gen killer. I still kind of think it's Kunosato. But it's still something to think about. Like, why would Kunosato not want to destroy the evidence while Minamisawa Senri would? It's the question of the day. Since it was just me, she probably didn't feel the need to put the call on hold. I could hear doors opening and closing as she went to the exam room. There was some whispering, then I heard another girl's voice.
もしもし。
Hello?
ああ、急にごめんな。具合良くないのか。
Hey, sorry to bother you. You're not feeling well?
大丈夫です。私は平気だと言ったんですが、佐久間先生とゆいさんが心配してくださって。
I'm fine. I said I was okay, but Dr. Sakuma and Yui-san were worried about me.
そっか。
I see. I was relieved to hear that she wasn't in bad shape. Was what I was about to ask might be bad for her mentally.
あのな、もしかして南沢千里って子知ってたりしないか？
Hey, do you know a girl named Minamisawa Senri?
はい。
I'm sorry?
南沢千里。記録によると渋谷自身まで君と同じ施設に通っていたはずなんだ。年齢は6年間だから12歳くらいかな。
Okay, Minasawa Senri, according to the record, she went to the same facility you did until Shibuya earthquake. She would have been, that was 6 years ago, so maybe around 12?
南沢千里さん。
そうだ、どんなことでもいい。彼女について何か覚えていることはないか？
That's right. Is there anything you can remember about her? No matter how small?
南沢さん。南沢さん。
She seems to be trying her best to remember. I saw the rest of the newspaper club, not just Ito, but Serika, Armura, and Kazuki as well, just staring at me, trying to hear the conversation. Yamazoe thought a little before she spoke.
直接会ったりお話ししたことはないです。でも
I never met or talked with her directly, but... And then we can fact check this with Aramura, who's with us.
でも
But...
何度か治療室に入っていく姿を見かけたことがあります。あの子は私よりも辛い治療をしてるって。だから私も頑張るようにって先生に言われました。
I saw her going into the treatment room several times. It said her treatment was more painful than mine. So doctors told me I had to work hard too. I remember the experiments I'd seen as a little kid, as well as the tiny girl crying for help. I shivered. But Yamazoe had it far worse than I did. She'd actually been exposed to the same torture that Minamisawa Senri was. I mean, I imagine if you're Minamisawa Senri and you're going through like the single worst torture you've ever experienced, and not just once, but twice, people who might be able to do something just don't do something. So in this case, you have Takaru, who saw it happen, but didn't do anything. And then you had Karusu, who was a childhood friend and just didn't bother to find out what happened to her. Like, I imagine you'd feel extremely betrayed by just everyone you thought. Just humanity and their whatever, just not having an ounce of urgency or empathy to, like, get you out of hell, basically. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overreaching here. That's why she was like, oh, I have so much... I forgot her exact words. It's been a while, but she mentioned something about people that abandoned her, question mark?
ごめんな。嫌なこと思い出させて。
I'm sorry for making you remember something so horrible.
いいえ、私はそれが嫌なことだとは思っていませんでしたから。
No, I never thought it was horrible. And that's probably worse.
そっか。
I see.
他に何か覚えてることはないか？
Is there anything else you remember?
あと、そうですね。南沢さんは随分と足が悪かったみたいです。
Oh, right. Minasawa-san had hurt her leg, I think.
足？
Her leg? Oh, that's why she walks on one leg?
はい。私が見かけた時はいつも片足を引きずっていて、先生に支えられるようにして治療室へ入っていきました。
Yes, when I saw her, she was always dragging one leg. The doctors would always help her into the treatment room. Oh, okay. So, hold on. Think for a second. The timeline here. So, earthquake 6 years ago. Before that, friends with Karusu. And was just, a normal person. Earthquake happens. She injures her leg. And then she is taken in by this hospital, and that's when she's marked missing. Okay, so that's the timeline. Yes, when I saw her, she was always dragging one leg. The doctors would always help her into the treatment room.
片足を引きずって
Dragging one leg?
なので私はてっきり施設で足の治療をしているんだと思っていたのですが
So I was sure she was getting treatment for her leg. Dragging her leg. Wasn't that the same thing the power kinetic was doing?
宮代さん
いやごめんまた何かあったら聞くよありがとう
Sorry, if I need anything else, I'll ask. Thanks.
はいそれではゆいさんに電話を戻
Alright, I'll give the phone back to Yui-san.
そのまま切っちゃってくれうるさいからじゃあまた後で
Just hang up, she's being annoying. Anyway, see you later.
ちょっとなんか聞こえたようるさいって何
Hey, I heard that. What do you mean annoying? I hung up the phone before she could finish and handed it back to Ito. Then I looked at the map again. I saw the 2 notes that Cruz had written with a shaky hand. Power kinetic bound. Had Senri's ID card. Power kinetic equals killer. Killer might be Senri.
あの女は本当に南沢千里なのか
Is that one really Minasawa Senri? Probably. I mean, yes, I guarantee it. But New Gen Killer? No, I don't know about that.
でも彼女はもうこの世にはいないんだろ副部長が言うように慰霊碑にも名前があるし
Okay, I just thought of something else. So, if I recall, they said something about the hospital, the experimenters. I believe in the files they said they abandoned their methods of, like, whatever they were doing down there because it was not reliable at producing psychics. Like, it was 0.01%. So my idea is that they started a different method. And that different method is the same method that happened in Chaos Head, where you have a guy, you kill everyone around him to frighten him, and then he awakens. That's what happened to Takumi. So maybe they're trying to replicate that, what happened to Takumi, and do it to Takaru, and repeat the new gen killings, and see if anyone, see who is there and who reacts to it. And the goal of what Minamisawa Senri, the pyrokinetic, is trying to do is destroying the cameras so that they can't track who witnessed the crime and who reacts to the stickers and who could potentially become a new Gigalomaniac. That's my idea. Okay. But she's dead, right? Her name's on the memorial like the vice president said.
なあでも地下で見たデータでは行方不明になってた
Yeah, but the data we saw underground only said that she was missing.
だからそれは
And that's...
そう新庄さんにも言ったけど僕はそれが彼女の死を意味すると思い込んでいたクルスもそう言ってたし
Yeah, just like Shinjo-san had said, I was sure that meant she was dead. Kurusu had said so too.
けどもしそれがデータ通り本当に行方がわからないだけだとしたら
What if the data was right and she actually did just go missing?
どういうこと
What do you mean? Sarika was looking between me and the map in confusion.
尾上も覚えがあるだろ AH 東京総合病院は渋谷地震の時災害拠点病院の一つになっていた被災者のデータはいくらでも共有できたはずだ
Don't you remember, Onoe? AH Tokyo General is one of the main relief centers during the earthquake. They would have had any number of ways to share data.
そうなると ちょっと変ですね。慰霊碑に名前があるってことは、どこかの病院あるいは警察で彼女の死亡が正式に確認されたってことですもんね。
It's kind of strange. If her name's on a memorial, then that means some hospital somewhere, or maybe the police, officially declared her dead.
だろ、あんな実験までやっていた連中が大事な被験者の死亡情報を見逃すはずがない。
Right? That was a pretty large-scale operation. They wouldn't miss it if one of their test subjects was dead.
確かに行方不明なんて書かないよな普通。
They wouldn't write missing, yeah. He took across his arms and thought.
ってことは死亡したっていう情報が間違い、もしくは嘘か。
Which means her name on the memorial is a mistake or a deliberate lie.
新庄さんは多分それを疑ってる。南沢千里という子はまだ生きていて、そして僕たちを狙ってるってことだ。
So, remember in the beginning of the game, kind of, where presumably Minasawa Senri goes up to Memorial and, like, uses her finger to, like, paint in blood, I think, but maybe what she was actually doing was carving her name into the memorial. That's probably what Shinjo-san suspects, that Minasawa Senri is alive and that she's after us. The red sun was about to sink below the buildings on the horizon. I looked out the window and saw that the sunlight had illuminated the clouds and formed a brilliant twilight, but it would soon disappear and the cold night would come. I have to say the backgrounds are quite beautiful in this game.
でもさ、仮に犯人が南沢千里だとして、なんでお前を襲うよ。
I guess I should say the backgrounds look beautiful because I have fake HDR on my fucking monitor. It's like HDR, some low number of nits. Anyways, that's not what you're here for. But if Minasawa Senri is the killer, why would she attack you? That's a good fucking question. I guess just to awaken him, right?
それはわからない。なぜか能力者を恨んでいて、たまたま僕が引っかかったのか。
I don't know. Maybe she hates psychics for some reason and just happened to find me?
だったらわざわざニュージェネの狂気事件をなぞる必要なくね。
If that's the case, then what's the point of recreating the new gen madness? And I think that really leads into what I said earlier. They're trying to replicate their method that they did with Takumi. And instead do it for whoever. Whoever they spot through the cameras.
宮代の推論通り、犯行に何かメッセージがあるとすれば別だけどな。
Of course, if there's some kind of message encoded in the killings, that's a different matter. Some kind of message. Back then, when Minasawa Senri had begged me for help, I left her there. I was just a kid, what could I do? No matter how much I told myself that, she probably wouldn't agree. She probably thought I was a ray of hope, but I left her there and ran away. I wouldn't be surprised if the memories of that turned to hatred and rage that she would never forget. And after she was set free during the Shibuya earthquake, she attacked me.
Huh?
Suddenly I remembered the time when she'd attacked me. That smile on her face had chilled me to the bone. And she said to me, I found you.
まさか復讐？
Could it be revenge? Is she some, like, form of Rocco's basilisk where it's like, well, if I kill everyone who doesn't free me at the earliest opportunity, then maybe future Gigglomaniacs will be saved by people because they fear their death. Is this the whole thing? Minasawa Senri's way of getting revenge on me?
そんなわけあるか。
Damn it, that's impossible. I realized what I was thinking and slapped my hands against my cheeks to drive the thought out of my mind. And I'm going to end it there. Thanks for watching. Yeah. That was a lot of information we got. I will be thinking about this. Bye-bye.